The article I chose to use is an editorial from the Wall Street Journal titled "Saving the Vanishing American Worker" by William Galston. I chose this article because it addresses a complex and relevant issue in America and proposes solutions from a politically liberal viewpoint. The Wall Street Journal has a generally politically conservative readership that is well-educated, and I hope the opposing viewpoint Galston offers would lead to an interesting and dynamic discussion of the content of the article, as well as the employment issue in America. I was not disappointed. I picked this specific thread because of the large number of comments contributing to a dynamic, coherent discussion with limited tangents and political rhetoric. The commenters managed to have a good discussion while also providing plenty of examples of how the discussion can derail. Good examples of both what the commenters should and shouldn't do. The three strategies I've outlined to create an even more productive discussion are to stay on topic, avoiding overtly insulting or political arguments, provide detailed examples to support your opinions and further the discussion, and insert a variety of opinions and viewpoints in order to expand and enhance the discussion. The first strategy, stay on topic. Don't hijack the discussion with inflammatory political remarks tangential to the discussion. A good example of this is James Doppelhuer's comment, where he says, "It is most curious how those states with exorbitant costs of living are blue states." This encourages responses to the political nature of his argument, and you can see this in this thread when Jody Munden responds, arguing that the highest unemployment, poverty, and firearm homicide rates are in red states. It's important to keep comments related to the discussion, even if you're not talking about politics. A good example of this would be James Beard responding to Jody, where he essentially analyzes one of the sources she had stated in her comment about the firearm homicide rates. This is completely irrelevant to a discussion about employment and the cost of living, and it doesn't add anything to the discussion in any way. Second strategy is use detailed examples. Detailed examples add to the discussion in a more meaningful way. They provide concrete arguments which can be judged on their merits instead of oversimplified, sweeping generalizations. A good example of this is Brian McNeil and his discussion of how China's low-margin garment industry has been moved to even lower-cost labor markets such as Cambodia or Bangladesh. This provides a real-life example relevant to the discussion, and he provides a real, specific, and plausible explanation for why it happens when he explains the business reasons and the need to cut costs in a competitive business environment. An example of someone not doing this is John Pound responding to James Marshall's comment to move to a cheaper part of the country. This is not a legitimate response or a solution to avoiding cost of living, as there are many reasons why that area may be cheaper, such as higher poverty and lower employment, which would not necessarily improve your standard of living to live there. Basically, it doesn't add to the discussion. It oversimplifies a complex issue. Detailed examples allow the discussion to operate on a higher level, actually analyzing the problem and providing real solutions, as opposed to simply insulting or writing off opposing viewpoints. You have to provide actual content to argue against the previous commenter. The third strategy is to provide differing viewpoints. Differing opinions create a more dynamic and comprehensive view of an issue. Alternate solutions and opinions lead to a more full exploration of the topic. A good example of this is James Marshall, who is really the only liberal commenter in the entire thread. He more or less drove the discussion, as the vast majority of comments were a direct response to him. He provided a different viewpoint and a difference in opinion that expanded the scope and quality of the discussion, and he is actually the one who addressed both of the original commenters, Vincent's, main points, essentially creating the entire thread. Opposing viewpoints force commenters to defend and analyze their positions, creating a more comprehensive and vibrant discussion. Without opposing viewpoints, there is no real discussion. Overall, the discussion was a good debate over the questions of wages in America, examined from a number of different perspectives with various causes and implications debated. The discussion went above and beyond the scope of the article, while for the most part managing to stay relevant and on topic. There were a number of insightful and valuable comments, as well as a number of irrelevant or tangential comments. It's important to remember the three strategies: stay on topic, provide detailed examples, and insert a variety of viewpoints for the best discussion.